Andrew, ready to do the news. I am going to pretend to like you for the next 9 or 10 minutes here because I am a professional, and professionalism is, and that's what I want. But do know, Andrew, that I think you're a total piece of you-know-what. Okay.
Right, should we start with the intro then?
That was the intro. Broadcasters are reportedly unhappy with WWE. Top names backstage at Hell in a Cell, and a Hall of Famer wants a Royal Rumble return. Find out who in a bit. So, following a show which has got really mixed reactions, you seem to enjoy it. You thought it was alright?
Yeah, I thought it was fine. There was some weird, questionable decisions that happened in there, but overall, I thought it was a fairly decent pay-per-view.
Fair enough. Yeah, you do. I didn't think much of it first. I thought it was mediocre. I agree. Some of the booking decisions, some of the match finishes, very, very odd. Anyway, following a pay-per-view which has got a lot of fans upset, well, it turns out that they're not the only ones. According to a report from Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, broadcasters said to be unhappy with WWE, NBC, Universal, and Fox. A mighty peed off. Obviously, NBC, Universal, in control of the USA Network, and Fox broadcast SmackDown on a Friday night. Both of them very, very unhappy. What's the reason for this, Andrew?
So, according to Dave Meltzer, again, as you said, on the Wrestling Observer, he said that they were very unhappy that NBC Universal was very unhappy that WWE removed the Universal Championship Hell in a Cell match between Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio from Sunday night's Hell in a Cell show, set to be streamed through Peacock, and instead they put it on Friday night SmackDown, which is obviously on Fox. So
right, so their competitor getting the big match for free on their TV show. I can understand why that would bother them, for sure. Fox, on the other hand, taking issue with how regularly WWE are promoting Peacock on SmackDown. They're annoyed about the frequency of those mentions. Obviously, the Peacock deal is worth an absolute fortune to WWE. You would think that this sort of stuff would be contracted, right? In the contracts for the show, it would say you can mention it this many times, so both sides would be happy with that.
Yeah, it just seems like there's some sort of miscommunication. Nobody's spoken to anybody else, and there's some crossed wires and stuff. I can see why both streaming services and both broadcasters are kind of PO'd at one another for all these different things. But at the same time, I think it should really come down to WWE sort of letting everybody know what's going on.
Yeah, for sure. This follows report from WrestlingNews.co saying that Vince McMahon is indeed aware that the product is stale. I can't remember the last time that fan sentiment regarding WWE was this low. People are really, really down on the product at the moment. They say Vince McMahon is aware that the product is stale, and the feeling with people in management is that a lot of the good stuff is being saved for the return of live crowds. That is, of course, happening sooner rather than later. We are now out of the Thunderdome era pay-per-views, aren't we? Money in the Bank, fast approaching. It's about a month away. We're going to have a crowd for that, and then we're going to have a big old crowd for SummerSlam on my birthday. So he's aware, but it looks like we're not going to have to wait too long. I really did think we were going to get something special last night. I thought we were going to get a Brock return or something like that, but just a show with a roll-up finish in the main event, Hell in a Cell match. Speaking of Hell in a Cell, top names backstage last night. One you might be a bit surprised with, the other perhaps not so much. We'll start with the unsurprising one. Ric Flair was there to watch his daughter win via DQ. So hopefully you enjoyed that match. The other one, actually, it's not that surprising, is it? Becky Lynch, she's been backstage. She's been training at the Performance Center once again. She was backstage at SmackDown. I mean, Seth was wrestling on the show, so maybe she was just there to watch Seth win via roll-up.
Yeah.
I can't believe you liked it, Andrew.
Well, no.
No, I didn't mind it.
The endings to some of them were a little bit, but the matches themselves were good. But yeah, like you were saying, I mean, Seth was there wrestling, Becky obviously backstage. Perhaps she's eyeing up who she's going to go after next, Bianca or Rhea or something like that, who knows. But it's exciting to see that she's backstage and she's getting ready to come back. I think it'll be a good... If she comes back to the Raw roster, it'll be a good shot in the arm for that division at the moment because it's being booked so strangely. I just don't understand what is going on there at all. So if she does go back there, I think it'll be a good kick up the bot and hopefully.
That said, I feel like over on SmackDown, Bianca's running out of challenges now. Like she beat Sasha for it, Bayley, she's beaten the top dogs there. Then again, the draft is fast approaching as well, so it won't be a problem for too long. Fingers crossed. Before we move on, just while we're mentioning Hell in a Cell, Drew McIntyre showing off his brutal wounds. We're just going to flash some pictures up here, and hopefully we don't get demonetized for it. It literally looks like he's been shagging Wolverine, doesn't it? That is bonkers. So hopefully Drew gets well soon. I can see he's got his hair matted up there in them as well. Moving on, which Hall of Famer wants a Royal Rumble return, Andrew?
It's none other than do the little dance, do the spin bit. It's Devon Dudley. Yeah, exciting. Please come back.
Well, I don't know if he's been talking. He's been talking on the Table Talk podcast and said that he really wants to do it, but it's whether or not WWE will clear him. So it is exciting if they let him do it, because I'm a big Dudley Boys fan. One of the best tag teams ever, as far as I'm concerned. And Bubba's returning with the 2015 when he came out at number 3, and he got a bonkers pop. It was absolutely huge. Anyway, Devon said, I'd love to, but then I heard all of the hurdles that I've got to jump through just to get me there. He's got to go through medical. And he says that it's not the point that he's fine, it's the point that WWE has to think he's fine. He thinks he's good to go, but obviously he had a stroke, didn't he? I don't know, I feel like maybe it's a little bit unlikely that... That he will get cleared. I'd love it to happen. One more Dudley Boys moment. One final. Get Bubba out there as well and do a what's up. Do a 3D on some jobber. Sorry, Umberto Carrillo. And just everybody has a good time. I'd love to see it. So he wants to do it, but we'll see. Time will tell. And we are finishing off with news that WWE are hopeful that The Rock will wrestle this year. Now, it's been reported that they want him for Survivor Series, which is, of course, the 25-year anniversary of the debut of Rocky Maivia. But they actually, apparently, according to WrestlingNews.co, want him to fight. The report says they were told that there was some hope that Rock would actually wrestle at Survivor Series, and the reason being because it's that 25th anniversary. I don't think he needs to wrestle. He just needs to pop out, get interrupted by Roman, do something. Yeah, he doesn't need to be wrestling. He shouldn't be wrestling until WrestleMania.
No, I don't think so. Just start building it. Don't necessarily have it yet. Just keep building up to that moment, and then just have the big blow off there.
Or do the rematch that everybody wants. Tag him with John Cena, stick him against R-Truth and The Miz. Because that's what we're all really waiting for. Forget Roman. Forget Roman. They're shoving him down our throats, aren't they? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. You got much on tonight?
Twitch.tv/Cultaholic 6 p.m. Just playing Dream Daddy, talking to you guys, and celebrating some sort of predictions win. I'm not entirely sure which one, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What about you?
Piss off.